at the time it was kind of a raspy. There was nothing there.
I would think that would be the rock bottom. In fact,
that was rock bottom.
That was actually the question I was thinking as you were talking about this. I was thinking, all right, so there had to have been a rock bottom. There had to have been a rock bottom to where you thought. I mean, because I must. It sounds like steroids. Mm-hmm. They get kind of a powerful hold on you, and so there's got to be a trigger. I mean, so there was no treatment or anything. It was just that you hit that rock bottom, and that was it.
Rick, that was it. That was rock bottom. Did I have a perfect body and what women would look at and go, "Oh my God, that's that chiseled, rear end." I was about to say another word. Chiseled arms, chiseled abs. Everything was chiseled. It was perfect. But the very thing that I wanted and I loved the most was gone, and I lost it because I didn't even bother to think about my voice. Why think about that? That's going to be there. I didn't. I was foolish. I was dumb. Now, a lot of people do cocaine. A lot of people do all types of other drugs, pain medication, benzodiazepines, everything you can think of. They do those, and there's no judgment ever from me for that. Okay, because I've done this moment. I've been in this moment, and all of a sudden my soprano voice was gone, and I didn't even know what to do with an alto voice. And quite frankly, the alto voice was so rugged and raggedy. I was done. And so I was praying, dear God, you know what, Lord, hey, universe, hey, Buddha, whomever, please give me back. I made a major mistake. I thought Body Perfect was important because that's what the audience wanted. That's not what the audience wanted. Rick, that's not what they wanted. What they wanted was to hear some honest lyrics. They wanted some honest music. They wanted some real, right? And so I thought real was to be Body Perfect. And so I'm trying not to get teary-eyed about it, but that was the moment, Rick, and it's important for your audience to hear it. That was the moment when I really went, oh, wow, this isn't about perfect. And it took me everything I had to fall in love with the voice I have now, which is an alto voice. And so all of the work that was done in 2009, Ned Albright, he had to really coach me to understand what is it to love you for who you are right now. You made the mistakes, Catherine. You thought the whole audience wanted perfect. You thought that maybe creating that muscular structure was gonna, I don't know, kind of incubate you from all of the pain, but it doesn't. I made the mistakes, and I talk about it openly because I want people to know it. Because if you are that person who's taking phentermine, if you're that person who's taking ADHD medication, I won't say the name of it, but if you're that person who's taking that and you don't care what you're ruining in your personal life because you want to be perfect does not, there's no perfect to the other side of that. I've experienced it, and and so I'm just being honest with everybody. I'm blessed to be an incredible performer, and I'm blessed to be able to be on stage and perform in front of people now, but I'm not going to take away from that my ugly side. I won't stand in front of you and be beautiful and not show you the ugly side. And the ugly side was doing stupid things like steroids to be perfect.
You know, everything you revealed is I would say would make a pretty good resume. And I want to go back to that PhD for a second, because you have spent close to 15 years coaching men and women to find the best versions of themselves, both in weight loss, strength training, life coaching. I mean, pretty much all around, just how to be happy people, I guess. And I would And so now we go back again. This is all just from what you've experienced up to this point.
Yeah. Yes. Get after it, go to work, and win are all musically from myself and Ned. Ned also is a fitness coach. Although he's an incredible songwriting phenomenon, he is also a fitness coach in LA, and listen when I say this, not just you, Rick, everybody. Body perfect is not worth dying for. And you do not have to be 6 feet under the ground to be dead. And what do I mean by that? When I sing Get After It, when I sing Go to Work, when I sing Win, it's about being the best version of yourself. We all feel that being perfect in our skin, what we've created as size 4 or size 2 or size 6, that's ridiculous. It's not going to bring you the happiness you think it is. What really will is finding that incredible essence that makes you you. And I don't know any other way to put that other than to say, when you look in the mirror and you look at yourself face to face, who are you? What do you feel when you look in the mirror? And how do you feel when it's just you and yourself? And quite frankly, you might be listening to music at the same time when you do that.
You better be.
What's that?
I said you better be. Music Mafia Radio, everybody.
And well, I know I should say that. I won't make this meditation, but I will tell you this. There are many times when I stare in the mirror and I look at myself, and there's a lot of music that comes into my world, and it's all meditation music, and I buy it because it means something to me, makes a difference to me, and so.
Well, hold on.
I'm blessed.
Speaking of music here,
Sorry, hush mine.
Well, IMEA Blues Artist of the Year in 2016. Now,
thank you.
Now I just want to say it is perfectly acceptable here to be confident, and I got to ask, did you kind of feel like you had it in the bag, or was it a total shock?
Total shock. Okay, so here's where it went. Soulshine. No, this is a wonderful moment. Okay, so I won't tell you the whole story behind it, but I was there with a huge group of my friends, and Soulshine Pizza was what pulled us there. And I wasn't expecting it because I was up against a lot of wonderful blues artists, but because I'm a crossover blues country artist, I'm going to guesstimate that's what brought me to the award. And I got up on stage, and Bets Wilson, who I haven't brought up this entire time, and shame on me, Bets Wilson is not only one of my best friends, she is a publicist and one of the most remarkable photographers I know, not just in Nashville, and beyond. She goes, Kat, you didn't, she's sitting next to me, and she goes, Kat, you didn't prepare. And I said, I did not prepare, but I'm going to think of something wonderful on my way up. And so as I'm walking up onto the stage, I have this pointy shoe, Rick, and I have this long dress because I thought this is wonderful. I'll look elegant. And I slammed my foot through the front of the dress. No, this is great. As I'm going up the stairs, I'm thinking, dear God, please, I'm walking up. And at the same time, I'm thinking, what am I going to say? I wasn't expecting this, because there were some other blues artists who I personally thought should have gotten it. But what I did, which was really interesting, when I got there and I looked at everybody, with just thousands of people staring at me, I'm thinking, you better say something really remarkable, Kat. I said, oh, goodness. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. But what I said was, I'm blessed to be here, but I would not be here had it not been for my publicist, my photographer, my producer, my band. And really, I really truly mean to say that, because I'm up for about 4 Josie Awards coming up in September. I would not be here had it not been for the musicians. I'm a singer, and I like to play my guitar, and I play certain chords, and they'll all laugh at me if I say I play 5, perhaps 6 chords. They are all extraordinary. And what I said then at the IMEA Awards, I'll say right now, and I would say certainly if I were to be awarded a Josie Award, I'm blessed to have incredible musicians around me who gave their life to music. This has really been a blessing for me. that if there's an emotion or a life or I'm sorry, I should say a moment that I've gone through in my life, and I sit down with the musicians and say, guys, listen, I have something I really want to talk about musically. Gosh, they're extraordinary. And they can open up anything that's going on inside of my mind and share it with you guys. And so that's a blessing.
Well, I will say this. You really, really, truly seem to be really about those that surround you, that help you in all the little ways that they. Because I lost count on how many names you've mentioned.
I know. I'm sorry.
You really see, and that's a good thing, though. I mean, it's a good thing, and I think it's with all the crap we see on TV and what super famous artists are supposed to be nowadays, I think it's a nice change to see. And hear about someone that's so appreciative of all the stuff that people just don't see or understand behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well,
and Rick, there are publicists who tell us what to say and what not to say, and I refuse to stay in that category. Here's the deal: when you see me perform, it's fun, it's exciting, and okay, I'll say it. I do a good job and I love it. That's the last time you're going to hear me say that. Really, the truth of the matter is the musicians come in and they have an awesome time with me, and they bring you into the moment in such a way that we all have a great time together.
It's a camaraderie.
Yeah, it really is. And it's a blessing. So every festival you see, every time you see people on stage, that costs money. It's an experience together where people are, it costs money to put them up there. But my God, if I could explain to everybody what it takes to put people in front of you to make you feel something, and you sit back in your chair and you go, oh my God, that was so awesome. And then you maybe put your YouTube down or you put your television down and you're like, that was the best thing. Let me dial that up again. Well, let me tell you what it took to put that one moment up for you. And if you knew what that took, just put that one moment down, not just for the stars, for everybody else, you'd stop for a minute and go, okay, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth me paying for. Not for me personally. You'll notice during this entire interview, I haven't mentioned anything about me. It's about the musicians, because they're really, honestly, Rick, I would be nothing without them.
Well,
I really mean that, Rick. And as much as I love to do what I do, and I'm so blessed to be Cat Beach Band and Cat Beach, the truth is, without the band around me, not just in recording, but on live, oh my heavens, I just wouldn't be me. They're just amazing. And I love being with them. And I think a lot of bands would say the same thing.
Gosh dang you, Cat. Your happiness is so infectious, all right? Your Karen is so infectious. I'm going to start reading your blogs and stuff.
I'm going to write a book, Rick.
All right.
You and I are going to write a book together.
I want an autographed copy. Now, you mentioned it a moment ago. Speaking of stage and having fun and camaraderie, you got a pretty big deal coming up here in a couple of weeks. Josie Awards, as you mentioned, you're up for 4 nominations.
Yeah.
But Birdie told me, and my Birdie may be wrong, but you're supposed to be performing?
Yes. Okay. Your Birdie was right.
Thank goodness.
I'm so excited.
It's one of those Mike Tyson pigeons, so I was worried.
Your pigeons are correct.
All right.
I'm excited. It's Nissan Stadium, and they've chosen me to perform. I think we're going to do Get After It, but I might just do Does This Groove Make My Butt Look Big, just because I love that song. It's kind of fun. But we're up for the award is for Get After It, and 2 of the other ones for other awards. So I never discuss me, and that is terrible.
Well, you know what, and that's perfect, because actually, you know what I want to talk about, because I know you have firsthand knowledge of, is, we'll talk about someone else for a second here. Josie. Now, Josie,
yes.
Josie has blown the heck up. I mean, let's just be honest. This is actually, this is a big deal. I mean,